All right, my friends. Here we are. Oh, goodness. Oh, my goodness. You're already there. uh, Here I am, upstate and safe, and so glad to be with you. Bethany will come up in a while. I'm in Middleburg, New York, which is a in the middle of Schoharie County, which in New York is perhaps the most one of the two most depressed areas, but it's very beautiful and it's very safe right now. And I'm turning this off, and I just tuned my guitar. So you see that the formality of this exchange is extraordinary, and if you're not wearing a black tie, hi. As you know, I'm Uncle Puff the Magic Dragon, and I'm super glad to be with you. I'm doing these kinds of broadcasts almost nightly at this point, but I'm cutting back because I'm getting tired. But it's so rewarding and so meaningful. And one of the songs I like to start with that you don't know, but I'll teach you the words for the chorus. It says music speaks louder than words. It's the only thing that the whole world listens to. Music speaks louder than words. When you sing, people understand, which is apropos. And if I'm anxious and I'm just feeling out of sorts or weary or very sad or happy, this allows me to find my heart. Sometimes the love you feel inside, it gets lost between your heart and your mind, and the words don't really say the things you wanted them to. Then you're hearing someone's song, what you've been trying to say all along. And then somehow, with the magic of music, the message comes through. Music speaks louder than words. Music speaks louder than words. It's the only thing. It's the only thing that the whole world listens to. Music speaks louder than words. When you sing, people understand. So that's the way it's gonna go. I know some of you are sitting there alone and you're saying, oh my goodness, I can't sing. I mean, what am I going to do? And I'm going to feel you singing, and the sense of our being together will be very profound. And if you're sitting in a room and you're singing together, we'll do Puff the Magic Dragon, and that'll be easier. But for now, try this. Music speaks louder than words. All right, here we go. Music speaks louder than words. Very good. It's the only thing. It's the only thing that the whole world listens to. Music speaks louder than words. When you sing, people understand. The longer I live, the more I find that people seldom take the time to really get to know a stranger and make him a friend. But the power of a simple song can let everybody know that we all belong. Maybe singing and playing can bring us together. Maybe singing and playing can bring us together. Maybe singing and playing, maybe singing and playing can bring us together again. Music speaks louder than words. It's the only thing. It's the only thing that the whole world listens to. Music speaks louder than words when you sing. When you sing, people understand. We only see your photo? No, I'm online. You see me, do you not? You only see my photo? What is going on? Do you see me or see my? It texts me to or log on. I can't believe that. If you don't see me, oh my goodness. Let me see what I can do about this. Live? We are live. Tell me. All right. Yes, I see you live playing. Yes. Okay. Thank you, Barbara. Thank you, Lee Hess. We can see the live video. That's what happens with these things. It's always very, very informal, and whatever happens, happens. Okay, now this time, sing "Music Speaks Louder Than Words," and I'm going to make sure that I, because I'm going to call my daughter in a little bit to come and join us. Okay, here, and I'm going to sing the harmony. All right, here we go. Try it again. All right, I'm listening to you. Here you go. Music speaks louder than words. Music speaks louder than words. It's the only thing that the whole world listens to. Music speaks louder than words. When you sing, people understand. When you sing, people understand. When you sing, people understand. And that's been the legacy of my years with Peter, Paul, and Mary. That people say, how did you folks stay together that long? It's highly unusual, particularly a trio. We did because of what this song says. When we sang together, even if we were at each other's throats because of some incidental, nonsensical thing, which everybody goes through, of course, we had this music speaking to us with a sense of mission. And when we sang at the March on Washington, for instance, in 1963, and we sang Blowing in the Wind and If I Had a Hammer, we knew that turns separate people into a body of connected people. And when we saw that, and we sang before Martin Luther King's I Have a Dream speech, we never went back. We never broke up, not until Mary passed. We took some time off for because we needed it, but we were together cumulatively almost 50 years. And it is this capacity for us to feel each other's hearts when we sing together that Peter, Paul, and Mary felt, and then brought us together. And that's what we need at this time in our lives, in our country, from various sources and in various ways. But music can have a role, as it did then. And then it emboldened us and energized us, so we were part of the civil rights movement. Now we have to bring our country together and get through this terrible crisis and the terrible vitriolic division, so that we reach across and we say, I can disagree with you, but I love you. You're my fellow countryman or woman. and we're going to work this out. So music is going to help us do this, and that's what I'm up to right now. Okay, so now let me see. Please ask her to log out and back in again. Whoever it is who can't see it, log out and then come back in again. That's what Elizabeth said. Thank you, Elizabeth. Okay. Now, just because I think it's appropriate, I'm going to sing one of those songs. This land is your land. This land is now. If you're not going to sing, I'm not going to sing either. You have to sing. You have to sing the choruses. I'll do the verses. All right, here we go. This land is your land. This written by Woody Guthrie. This song tells about the love of our country that we all share, the love of humanity that's in our hearts. This song, written by Woody Guthrie, it is a song that says I love you and that this land belongs, my friends, to all of us, to all of us. It belongs to all of us, and we can preserve it if we join our hearts and sing together now, 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 now. This land is your land. This land is my land. From California to the New York Island, from the Redwood Forest, Leslie Kirsch, I see you too, I hear you, to the Gulf Stream water. This land was made for you and me. As I went walking that river of highway, I saw above me that endless skyway. I saw below me those golden valleys. This land is made for you and me. Here comes Bethany. This land is your land. This land is my land. California to the New York Island, the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream wall. This land was made for you and me. As I went walking, and the sun was shining, and the wheat fields waving, and the dust clouds roll, and the fog was lifting, and a voice might have been Woody. This land was made for you and me. This land is, where's he shaking? This land is my land. From California to the New York Island, Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream water. This land was made for you and me. Now when I was walking, I saw a sign there, and on that sign it said no trespassing. But on the other side it said El Salvadorans welcome, Hondurans welcome, Muslims welcome, Jews welcome, Catholics welcome, Irish welcome, Italians welcome, Pittsburghians welcome. What the heck's going on? I guess this land was made for you and me. This land is your land. This land is my land. From California to the New York Island,
was made for you and me.
Nobody living
Nobody living
can ever stop me
can ever stop me as I go walking
down freedom.
freedom.
Nobody
Away.
living
Nobody living can ever make me turn back. This land was made for you and me.
Sing it with us now. This land is your land. This land is my land. From California to the New York Island,
and the redwood forest, and to the Gulf Stream waters. For this land was made for you and me.
this land was made
For you and me.
Bethany, would you please show them? This is a very valuable shaker that she's got in her hand. This, by the way, is, let me get it so that it doesn't, it can be readable. No, not yet. Okay. This is a Chinese herbal medication. I'll send you the name of, I've got an essential tremor, but as you can see now, it's very mild. That's what did it. Look, it's a little woo-woo for me, but it works. I'm telling you, it was great. So thank you, Bill Ritter. Oh, I love you so much, my brother. Thank you for being with us. Bill, standing with you. This is my daughter, Bethany. And Bethany and I have a long relationship. And she used to sing with me when she was very young. Her first public appearance in a meaningful professional sense was at a fundraiser at the home for Elizabeth Holtzman, as I remember, right? Yeah. And this is her place. This is her place. She found this place. It's 20 years ago. It's in a very depressed area that was the breadbasket. Tell them a bit about what this place is, just a little bit.
The Schoharie Valley in New York was the breadbasket of the American Revolution. I have some of George Washington in the crash of a lot of the agricultural sectors and the dairy farmers of New York. And the railroads used to all come here. So it was all the Hudson River trade and the railroads, and then the economic just realities of modern soil literally in the world. But before that, and originally this is Mohawk territory. So where this is called the Waterfall House, and there's a 120-foot beautiful magical waterfall right out that way, north. And so this is the Schoharie Valley means it's like Schoharie, and it means river driftwood.
When they go low, Schoharie goes high.
And it's where I think all the driftwood would come together, and there was a bridge made of this riverwood. I think the story goes that you could cross. So this is like a magical hidden valley, and we're all here together.
Yes, we are. And this is and watch this virtual kiss. We got that down. Okay, now we're going to do, because there are kids there waiting to sing, we're going to do Puff the Magic Dragon. But I'm going to do a slightly different version today because, oh, that's right, with no capo. Let me find these, because I wrote, it is almost the time for Easter and Passover. And I wrote these. Passover is a Jewish holiday for those so we can honor the fact that Passover is coming up. I'm Jewish. My daughter is half Jewish, and my her mom, Mary Beth McCarthy, clearly has a very Jewish name, is Jean McCarthy's niece. Okay, well, let's do this, because you can sing this. I'll sing the first verse and chorus, mostly the right way, and then I may go off the trail for a bit. And why is this song so special? Not just because it's lasted so long, but because for many people, it's not so much about dragons as it is about loving this puff that was so important to Jackie, and then he left it. And why did he leave? He left because there comes a time for us to stand together and not deal with just children, to cast off children's things and do our part to heal the world, which is exactly why he left Honolulu and exactly why we're here tonight. So even Puff, are you there? Puff? I hear you. I hear his wings flapping. Flap his wings. There they are. La 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 la. Oh, Puff, the magic dragon, lived by the sea and frolicked in the autumn mist in a land called Honolulu. Little Jackie Paper.
Little Jackie Paper, found the ladder rascal, brought him strings and sealing wax and other fancy stuff.
Actually, this is what happened. Little Jackie Paper loved that rascal Puff and brought him some gefilte fish and other smelly stuff for a Seder dinner. Puff, the magic dragon, lived by the sea and frolicked in the autumn mist. Holy Puff, the magic dragon, lived by the sea and frolicked in the autumn mist in a land called Honolulu. Together they would travel on a boat with billowed sail, and Jackie ate his brisket perched on Puff's gigantic tail.
Noble kings and princes, wow, when it came.
Pirate ships would lower their flags, but Puff roared out his name. I listen, eat, Bubula, eat. It's Passover. Eat your food. Have a good time. Eat. We love each other. Oh, Puff, the magic dragon. Are you singing? Okay. Puff the magic dragon. Say after me. Puff the magic dragon. Bethany, do it with me. Puff the magic dragon lived by the sea.
Lived by the sea.
And froggled on the autumn list.
And froggled on the honor list.
That's right. Okay, here we go. Puff the magic dragon lived by the sea and frolicked in the autumn mist in a land called Honolulu. Puff the magic dragon lived by the sea and frolicked in the autumn mist in a land called Honolulu. Well, a dragon lives forever, but they may wait for other stuff like computers and cell phones and learning to program them and all that stuff. And so everything changes. But what about Puff? One great night it happened. Jackie Paper came no more.
Puff no longer went to
Play along the cherry lane without his lifelong friend. Puff could not be brave
So puffed that mighty dragon, he slipped into his cave.
And now 6/8 time. Here we go. The magic dragon lived by the sea, falling in the autumn mist in a land called Halloween. Oh, oh, oh. The magic dragon lived by the sea, and the magic dragon lived by the sea. He's still there, and he frolics in the autumn mist in a land called Halloween. Yo yo puff, magic dragon lives by the sea, and frolics in the autumn mist in a land called Honolulu. Yay! Clappy clap, clap clap. Actually, we wouldn't be singing this close if we hadn't been here for over 2 weeks, and both where it's actually much more. Otherwise, it would be unwise, of course. And I've had tragedy today. My beloved friend and one of my college roommates, who was a doctor, passed tragically. And so it is a very hard time. And I know this challenge is coming closer and closer, and to prepare for it, we must love each other more. There was a time when Bethany, my daughter, Christopher, my son, and I were in Israel. And we were in Israel in the middle of the Intifada. And we went to Israel and Jordan and Syria, and also to the West Bank, and Gaza. And we saw some things like house demolitions that broke our hearts. And what we needed was to cry together and love each other and carry on and mourn, but also turn that difficulty, that the storm, the rain, the thunder, into sunshine. And this is a song about that. And it's just it's so apropos now, because it says that they say that the tree of loving, shine on me again, grows on the bank of the river of suffering. We must turn the sadness and the suffering into more loving. The tree of suffering grows on the bank of the river of suffering. It says, weave me the sunshine out of the falling rain. Weave me the hope of a new tomorrow, and fill my cup again. And I'm going to bring it down just a wee bit so it's a slightly better key for Bethany and me to sing to you. Okay, so I'm going to sing the first verse. They say, no, it isn't. They say that the tree of loving shine on me again, and weave me the sunshine out of the falling rain. Weave me the hope of a new tomorrow. Fill my cup again, once again. Weave me the sunshine rain. With me the hope of a new tomorrow. Fill my cup again. It says, if only I could heal the sorrow, shine on me again, and help you to find your new tomorrow. Shine on me again. Weave me the sunshine out of the falling rain. Weave me the hope of a new tomorrow. Fill my cup, sing the chorus.
Weave me the sunshine out of the falling rain. Weave me the hope of a new tomorrow. Fill my cup again.
I've seen the steel and the concrete crumble. Shine on me again. The proud and the mighty, they've all been humble. Shine on me again.
Now weave me the sunshine.
Only you can climb the mountain.
Shine on me again.
You want to drink at the golden fountain.
Shine on me again. Now weave me the sunshine out of the falling rain. Weave me the hope of a new tomorrow. Fill my cup again.
Weave me the sunshine
out of the falling rain.
Weave me the hope.
Weave me the hope of a new
tomorrow.
Fill my cup again.
Fill my cup again, once again. Got it. All right. I know what you'd like to sing. You'd like to sing Leaving on a Jet Plane, right? Okay, that's what we're going to do. And this is a song that invokes Mary's presence. Mary, who was such a powerful, outspoken woman, like my daughter, but different from my daughter in many ways. But to hear, she said her truth. And she was that way. She didn't kowtow to men or to power. She said the truth. And that's what Gloria Steinem said about her at a memorial. She taught us, she was speaking to the women in the room, she taught us, she said, you must speak the truth. And that's what we must do. If we speak the truth to each other, if we're honest with each other, and then we will work things out. If we don't have that respect for each other to be honest, we won't have that extraordinarily important tool for resolution of differences, and we'll grow apart. And that's why Peter, Paul, and Mary stayed together. We spoke our truth to each other, and sometimes it was challenging, but we never fought. We never had a lawsuit. We never fought over money. We fought over lyrics. That was true.
You fought a lot.
Right. Okay, here's this song. And we miss Mary, and we invoke her presence here.
My bags are packed, I'm ready to go. I'm standing here inside your door. I hate to wake you up to say goodbye. But the dawn is breaking, it's early morning. The taxi is waiting, he's blowing his horn. Ready, and tell me that
You'll wait for me.
hold me like you'll never let me go.
Well, I'm leaving on a jet plane. Don't know when I'll be back.
Oh, babe, I hate to go.
I'll try this one. There's so many times I've let you down. So many times I've played around. I tell you now, they don't mean a thing.
Every place I go, I think of you. Every song I sing, I'll sing for you. I come back, I'll wear your wedding ring.
So kiss me and smile for me. Tell me that you'll wait for me.
Hold me like you'll never let me go.
I'm leaving on a jet plane. I don't know when I'll be back again.
Oh, babe, I hate to go.
Now the time has come.
Oh, but now the time has come to leave you, and one more time let me kiss you, then close your eyes.
I'll be on my way.
Oh, but dream about the days to come when I won't have to leave alone. About the time I won't have to say, just
Kiss me and smile for me.
and
Tell me that you'll wait for me.
and
Hold me like you'll never let me go. 'Cause I'm leaving on a jet, on a jet plane. I don't know when I'll be back again.
I don't know when I'll be back again. Oh, babe, I hate to go.
And Mary, we miss you so. I bet you were singing with us on that. I felt that. I felt that. These are for you young people who were watching with your parents at a 6-foot distance. These songs are very reminiscent.
Can we do Light One Candle? And I'm going to.
Okay, a little light one kind of. Then you're gonna.
Honor
Yes.
you.
Okay. Thank you, sweetheart. Then I'll finish off. We're going to do a little light one candle. But listen to this second verse. It has great relevance today. It says, light one candle for the strength that we need to never become our own foe. This was written 25 years ago. More. What does that mean? That we become our own enemy in our own country, in this country. We cannot do that, because if we do that, we are divided. We cannot stand together and love each other and help each other. We also pave the way for people to take advantage of that division and turn it from a democracy into something that weakens the very essence of what the country is structurally as a democracy and morally. So light one candle for the strength that we need to never become our own foe. And that's true in Israel. It's true that's needed there. And in so many other countries where the division is horrific, and where there is division, there is not unanimity. And we need unanimity now, just not in America, all over the world, and not just to defeat this coronavirus, but also to save our democracies, our planet. Because if we stand together, we can take rational action, in the sense that action, and it's not just America, other countries have not taken action, but and we see what happens. Let's look at the coronavirus as a model for what we must do to save our planet from this environmental catastrophes that await. we're seeing them. We're seeing the plagues now. It's not just coronavirus. It's fires, and it's almost, Bethany was saying, the season of the floods and the typhoons and the hurricanes.
Warmer springs and the air that's absorbing more water, and just hurricane season is coming, and in the midst of all of this. And it's, again, we have time until it hits, but just for people to understand that this is really the beginning of something, and we need to change. It's a time of transformation, and it's a time for real reordering and understanding that the old way is not possible anymore.
That's right. We must, and we're living that. We must care about each other more. This coronavirus, as terrible as it is waking us up to the reality that we need each other terribly profoundly now. And so Light One Candle is, again, an appropriate song. And it says, light one candle for the strength that we need to never become a light one candle for those who are suffering pain we learned so long ago. And we as Jews, we who are Jews, are not alone, because the diaspora of people from all over the world, where they had to leave their countries, is extraordinarily painful. But we who were slaves in Egypt, we understand that we need to understand that when people leave and then they can't come somewhere. My parents came here from Ukraine. If they hadn't been let in, we have to embrace each other. And with these kind of climate migrations that are coming, we're going to have to change and say what we've got, we're going to share. And so that's it. Light one candle for those who are suffering pain we learned so long ago. Light one candle for all we believe in, let anger not tear us apart. And light one candle to bind us together with peace as a song in our hearts. Light one candle for the Maccabee children, with thanks that their light didn't die.
Light one candle for the pain they endured when their right to exist was denied.
Light one candle for the terrible sacrifice justice and freedom demand.
And light one candle
For the wisdom to know
when the peacemaker's time is at hand.
don't let the light go
out.
This lesson for so
Many
years. Don't let the light go
out. Let it
shine
shine
through our love and our tears. Light one candle for the strength that we need to never become our own foe.
Light one candle, those who are suffering pain we learned so long ago.
And light one candle for all we believe in, that anger not tear us apart.
But light one candle
To bind us together with peace as the song in our heart. Don't let the light go out. This lesson for so many years. Don't let the light go out. Let it shine through our love and our tears with us now. Don't let the light go out. It's lasted for so many years. Don't let the light go out.
let it shine through our love and our
tears. What is the memory that's valued so highly that we keep it alive in that flame?
What's the commitment to those who have died when we cry out they've not died in vain?
We have come this far, always believing that justice will somehow prevail.
And
This is the burden, this is the promise, this is why light go out. It's lasted for so many years. Don't let the light go out. Let it shine through another melody. Don't let the light go out. Don't let the light go out. Don't let the light go All right, clap for Bethany. She has to go now, but I'm still with you. Thank you for hanging in there. Yeah.
Love you all. Okay. Have
Thank
a
you,
beautiful,
sweetheart.
have
That
a
was
beautiful
beautiful.
evening.
Yes, you folks.
Enjoy my wonderful father.
Thank you. Thank you, my sweetheart. We certainly appreciate it. Yeah, I think we should consider doing this professionally.
You have a future. You found a new career.
So this is so significant because people who've been watching these broadcasts, and I've been doing them almost every night for the past 12 days, have said that just being able to be together like this, and this is really the spirit of what can happen, and when we share music, and music that comes from the heart, and music that that tells our story. And we're hoping that in Pittsburgh, a candle will be lit that gets shined all over America when people come together and write what's in their hearts. And in that writing, just as that kind of writing was so healing for the Parkland students, when I and Bethany and 10 other songwriters went there, and we mentored those Parkland students to tell their truth, to tell what they had seen, and to articulate their plea for America to stop this endless killing of students in schools, and make sane gun laws, and outlaw assault weapons that were made only for war. And that taught us a lot. So it taught us what extraordinary music can come from that. And these students were gifted, but they were not professional. And the songs that they made and the album that they made that was produced by Kevin Salem was an amazing producer. And I've been working with him for many years, and we've done things in tandem, and he's produced me. And he produced an album of songs called Wake Up America, 10 songs these students wrote. And it's brilliant, and it is available. And it served as a model for how we can bring about a situation where music is shared, and it allows us to recognize each other in other people's voices and their music. And we've learned a lot. And because of many of you who are now on this whatever this is, can you imagine what it would be like if we didn't have this way of communicating it? For many of you, I know you're thinking about what we might do in the wake of the challenges, but in Pittsburgh, and not just in Pittsburgh, but it's a place from which light can emerge after, as there is tragedy everywhere. There are 230,000 children in America who've been present when there has been a school shooting, and they carry this trauma and this fear. And one of the things that is a blessing is that you don't hear of school shootings now. So we've got to figure this out. But the only way we're going to do it is through love. As Martin Luther King said, love will drive out hate. No hate will drive out other hate. It will only perpetuate itself. So let me sing some other very Peter, Paul, and Mary songs. Let me sing this one. How many roads must a man walk down before they call him a man? How many seas must a white dove sail? Sing it with me, please. How many seas must a white dove sail before she sleeps in the sand? How many times must the cannonballs fly? How many times must the cannonballs fly before they're forever banned? The answer, my friend, let me hear you sing it. The answer, my friend. The music did not go off. I stopped singing. The answer is blowing in the wind. Sing it again. The answer, my friend. The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. How many years can a mountain exist before it is washed to the sea? How many years must one man? How many years must one man have? No, how many years can some people exist before they're allowed to be free? And that was the line when we sang it at the March on Washington, where 250,000 people, the vast majority people of color, knew this song. It had just reached its peak on the charts the week before, and it was the song that brought Bob Dylan to America. And I could see everybody knew it, and they were singing the chorus with us. And it was not a performance. It was a coming together of souls that nourished us and inspired us from that point on. And we never looked back. We knew that we could, if we stood together, we could bend the arc of justice with our own hearts and our togetherness and our community towards greater and greater love and peace. How many years can some people exist before they're allowed to be free? How many times can a man turn his head and pretend that he just doesn't see? The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. You sing the melody and I'll do a harmony. The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. And together. The answer, my friends, blowing in the wind, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. How many times must a man look up before he can see the sky? Nina Steiner, it's not over. Just go offline and come back online. That happens, okay? Oh, Nicole Rothenberg, you're there. Oh, beautiful. Thank you, Sophia. Mwah. Love you. How many years must one man How many times must a man look up before he can see the sky? I have to say that Sophia Rothenberg is one of the students, the president of her sophomore class, and was president of her freshman class, who wrote these songs and who sang them and who recorded them. And you can hear her singing with Peyton and with Marisol. And I wish you were here to tell them about this and how it affected you. And next time your song says, Leslie Kirsch, we love you from Pittsburgh and Ohio, and Nicole. We wouldn't have missed the world, and we love you. And I am doing this almost every night, and I'm going to send you all the link, and so that and the announcement when I'm doing it with Bethany most frequently, and so wonderful to hear your voices, Leslie. You're Peyton. Yay, Peyton. Oh my goodness. The first song that was written, it was the one that Peyton sang lead on. And it was called, this is how Steve Seskin, who was an extraordinary song leader and singer, brought all of us, the 12 songwriters, his technique for eliciting from the students their own voices, their own words. And he said, okay, this is how we're going to decide on what we're going to sing about. Would you suggest titles for the song? And the first song that was suggested, and I think it was the writer, what's his name, who wrote, he wrote Transparent. Oh my God, my mind just slipped. And amazing. And I think it was he that suggested, out of the 12 titles that was, this one was the chosen Song for the Silenced. Nobody would have asked for that title. That came straight from the students' hearts. And the words were, this is a song for the silenced, the ones that were lost in a sea of violence. Speak out for our friends who can't speak anymore. They are the ones we are fighting for. And the powerful words of that song and the beauty of the hearts that sing it with it, pain that these kids have and the trauma that they've endured it's extraordinary, and it's a healing force. So Peyton and Sophia, thank you for being online. Now, let me finish the song. How many times must a man look up before he can see the sky? Look up, say, that's the sky. How many ears must one man have before he can hear people cry? And how many deaths will it take till he knows that too many people have died? The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. The answer, sing with me. The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. And now, I know I'm overdue, but I'm going to sing one last song because we have to sing it, and bid you adieu. And next time we're going to get on another call, but not one where you can just see me. and hear me and feel me calling out to you and asking you to join me, because that's not woo-woo. I really feel you. But we're going to have a call that brings our voices together. I guess it would be a Zoom call to talk about how we go forward with this extraordinary project that in many ways was inspired by you, Peyton, and Nicole, and Sophia, and Joe Garrity, and Sawyer, and Andrea Pena, and I can't remember his name. He's so wonderful, this singer, and he's been studying with Bill Riley too. All right, here we go. Well, I still got a hammer, and I've still got a bell, and I've still got a song to sing all over this land. It's still the hammer of justice. It's still the bell of freedom. It's still the song about love between my brothers and my sisters all over this land. If I had a hammer, I had a hammer in the morning and in the evening all over this land. I hammer out danger, I hammer out a warning, and a love between my brothers and my sisters all alone. Now this song is written by Pete Seeger and Lee Hayes, and in it they give us what the challenge is. The challenge is that if we don't hammer, we have to protect our freedom, our rights, our democracy, our humanity, our morality, our truth, our understanding, our empathy, and our compassion. They will erode. This is not something that is destined to just be there no matter what. This is something that we have to fight for. That's part of why we're here on earth. And then they tell us how to do it. In the last line, they say, the love between my brothers and my sisters. This is how we do it. I've never been involved in any effort that wasn't inspired and enlightened by love. Well, this is the last song. You want to join me for a hammer?
Okay.
Well, I had a bell, I had a ring in the morning, and in the evening, all over this land.
I bring out danger.
I ring danger.
I bring out
warning.
I bring out
Love between the brothers and the sisters all over this land. I had a song.
I had a song.
In the morning.
I sing it morning. I sing it evening.
All over this land.
I sing out danger.
I sing out warning. I sing out love
between the brothers and the sisters. Over this land.
Ooh, ooh, ooh. Well, I've got a hammer. I have a song to sing all over this land. It's a hammer of justice. It's about freedom.
It's a song about love between the brothers and the sisters.
All over this land. Justice.
And it's a man of
Freedom.
song about love between my brothers and my sisters.
All over this right, my friends. Now I'm going to leave this chat on so you can continue. Terrific. But tonight was just a prelude of what we can accomplish working together and singing together. And Leslie, you put this together with such skill and such devotion. And the meeting that we shared in Pittsburgh, when we began to talk about what we might do together, long before the coronavirus was even heard of, was spectacular. And we're sending our love to Peter Shields, your husband, and we're sending out our love to your allies who also work together in this, from Nexus, from Scott, and from and we have an extraordinary group of people here, and I know something is going to evolve from this, and that's Drew. Yes, you're right. Thank you, Drew, for being here. I was hoping you were there. And who else was at our meeting? We know Kevin Salem was at our. It was a Zoom meeting. But Leslie, there are no words to thank you, and Lee and Irene for making. I met. We met through you, and you were wonderful. So, all right, I'm going to leave you now. I know from experience that when I get up and I walk out, you're going to see the door close in front of me, in back of me. And then you'll know that I'm gone. And then I'll come back and turn this off, and I will get you off the stream. But I've loved being with you. We certainly have. And reading what you have to say is so beautiful. Thank you. And Yogawa, I invited you way from Japan, you sweetheart, you dear and beloved friend. Thank you, thank you. Okay, you're going to see that me leave, and then you're going to see me walk out the door, and then you're going to see the door close, and then you're going to hear it slam, not loudly, but you'll hear it slam shut, and then you can speak to each other, chat for a while, and then I'll be back and turn off the chat. Oh my goodness, you're still at it. My friends. Oh, let's see who's here. Leslie? Leslie, of course. We'll all need this virtual hug. Lauren, for anyone interested in the Pittsburgh, please contact me, Drew, or Leslie. Yes, Alan Hanel. Nobody does it better. Thank you. It was lovely. It was Bethany is really makes it so extraordinary. And Nikki's a strainer, and Andy's still there. Oh my goodness. What a lovely evening. Okay. Gratitude pouring out. And Drew. Wonderful. Peyton. Okay. All right. All right. Right. All right. I'm going to say goodnight to you all, my friends. and turn this off, the stream off. But I think it's going to be, you can visit it, that's at that same address to review it. If it's not the case, I'll ask my tech person how to make that happen. So you can, if you want to share it at a later time, you can. This was only by invitation, but I invited a good number of the Operation Respect Connected folks, and I love that they joined us. So, all right, good night, my darlings. Mwah. That's not virtual, that's real. Okay.